What's up, New World fans? Coffee Noob here with another episode of Coffee Noob TV. Today, patch 4.0.4 went live, and I want to give you my thoughts on it right now. All right, New World fans. So the major thing that's coming out with patch 4.0.4 is, of course, the cross-server expedition finder. Now, I was very excited about this because I enjoy PvE quite a bit and would love to be able to do this in the morning because that's usually when I get to play. And what essentially happens to me is I'm not able to do these until the end of the week, which almost everyone's done doing them at that point, so it kind of sucks. So this is definitely exciting for me. Now, the problem with it is, while it did work, I have already noticed a couple of things going on inside the expedition itself. So the first thing I noticed was, as you can see right now, we have a full group. However, the backfilling group queue popped up for some reason, which happened to be basically all the way at the beginning of the dungeon almost. It says it's got 10 minutes elapsed so far. So we did notice that, of course. We called it out, made fun of it, kind of joked about Amazon games and how they have bugs all the time in this game. Anyway, that's fine. It didn't really affect us. I was worried that maybe a sixth person would come in and the game would be like turning it into a raid or something or whatever, and then Amazon, New World would get mad at us and be like, "You're banned." But I digress. On to the next issue. The biggest bug for sure that I noticed while doing this cross-server expedition was the inability for some players to not be able to res a knocked player. As you can see right here, I'm going up to that character and I am unable to interact with them, as in to res them. So definitely needs to be addressed. Luckily, somebody was able to do it. However, the fact that that is happening is not cool, and obviously that can lead to much frustration if there's ever a case where the entire group could not res somebody that is knocked. Please, Amazon, fix this. Definitely letting you know about this bug right now. It just came out, so please fix this ASAP. One last thing that was maybe not a bug, but possibly an oversight and definitely an annoyance for us because we were already dealing with some memes while trying to test out the cross-server expedition, was the fact that when we did have somebody leave the group and the backfilling queue did its thing and found us another player, that player spawned all the way at the beginning of the dungeon. As you can see, we are doing Tempest Heart, which is a very large dungeon, so having to wait for the character to run all the way back to us was super annoying. Again, I don't know if this was just an oversight or a bug. I don't think it's a bug because whenever you do enter into a dungeon, you do have to run all the way from the entrance. So maybe not necessarily a bug for sure, right? But I think for what this feature is meant to be, where we want to get this done as fast as possible and people that are queuing up for it are doing it to get the random reward, it's not going to really be worth it if we have to sit here and wait for something like this. So Amazon, if you could please fix this, that would be awesome. All right, one last final note I want to make about cross-server expeditions is something just for players to keep in mind. I think the best strategy is just going to be to run opals if you are not running opals already. The only problem with that is you'd be wasting opals if you want to use them only for the mutated expeditions that use the cross-server feature. The reason I say that is because you don't necessarily know if you're going to end up in an M1, which you don't really need gems for, or an M2, which most people probably will. So that can get kind of annoying because, in my opinion, the little bonus that you get for doing randoms wouldn't really outweigh the idea of having to use that many gems just to possibly switch out if you're doing a different one for the week. So just an FYI for everybody to keep in mind. I'm running opals right now in my armor because I have the rune glass of arcane damage of, I think it's called empowered, because that's for my specific corrupted DPS sets. So I'm not changing those out anyway. But if you wanted to have your jewelry set for a specific one, that can start eating up gems really quick. So just keep that in mind. That's about all I came up with doing this thing. In the end, it did work. We were able to finish the expedition. We just had a couple of issues that came up that we noticed. So I wanted to get this out here so it can be hopefully addressed soon. All right, guys. Last thing I wanted to talk about for patch 4.0.4 is the micro event, Year of the Dragon. Now, what's super cool is when you've basically done this recording, but forgetting to hit the recording button, That was super smart of me. So I'm doing this all over again. There's a table here where we need to make offerings, which the group of people here are already doing. There's a JT set, some fish, and ceremonial wine. Once you do that, a corrupted gauntlet will spawn right around here. Kill everything until they're all gone, just like a corrupted portal, essentially. And when you kill the mini boss that spawns at the end, you can come over here and kneel at this cool looking fireball, Sauron, Lord of the Rings looking eyeball that's floating in the air, and you get a piece of gear once a day. It is called the Dragon Scale, well, in my case, gauntlets, because I got the gloves. But it is a set of gear that I'm assuming gives refreshing and health as locked perks. And then you get a random one, which in my case happens to be empowering rending throw. I do not know if you can get duplicates and hope to get a different perk, you know, once you get the full set, or if you're guaranteed to get the full set after X amount of attempts, because maybe I'll get the gauntlets again tomorrow. I have no idea. It's the very first day. We'll let you know as time goes on. Anyway, here you go. Here's that gauntlet I'm talking about. Anyway, there's also a hot pot, apparently, that you can cook food in. I have yet to find it in this zone. This event takes place in 3 areas. Right here where we are right now. I want to say the Imperial Palace, I'm pretty sure. And the Gaisong Temple. So possibly the melting pot is only in one of those zones, but this only happens in 1 out of the 3 zones every day. So if that's the case, that kind of sucks because the food is kind of good. You get food, spicy hot pot, which grants 25% faction token gain and 15% gathering yield. You all know me. I got plenty of gathering routes on this YouTube channel, so that is poggers for me. So I'm pretty upset right now that I have not found this hot pot yet because I want that food. My understanding, each dish has a 1-day cooldown. There's other foods you can make. Strength plus 40, Dex plus 40. There's a con plus 24 with focus of 16 and a con plus 24 with int of 16. I don't care about those, if I'm being quite honest. I only care about the one that gives a 15% gathering yield because that is amazing. Now, I have not found it yet, which makes me upset. And that kind of sucks. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please follow, leave that like, comment on the video. Till next time, Coffee Noob is out.